Good morning. So I am back at the homestead. If you have been following my Instagram stories and Facebook page stories, I was up at the Homesteaders of America conference this weekend, and if you can't tell from my exhausted looking face, I am wiped out. It is going to take me a few days to recover from the trip. Oh, and I have a new mug. You know I couldn't go there and not get a coffee mug, pottery mug, if they were offering them. So the trip was fantastic. It was draining because it was a very long trip. It's 11.5-hour drive from my house to the conference, and then of course an 11.5-hour drive home. And I did that all in one day. I power through, and you know, I get up super early, get on the road before the sun comes up, and arrive there around dinner time, and I did the same thing coming home. But while the drive was tiring, of course, I've decided I really hate staying in hotels. This was a brand new hotel, which, you know, you would think would be great, but it's the third hotel that I have dealt with a new situation. For some reason, hotels nowadays think it's great to be eco-friendly and all of that, and I understand, but there's certain things that you should not sacrifice on. And that is the comfort of the guests who are staying there. The hotel has motion activated thermostats in the rooms, which completely defies logic when you think about the fact that people come to a hotel to sleep, and when you're sleeping, you're not moving. So a couple hours after you fall asleep and you're sound asleep, the air conditioning turns off or the heat turns off, and it doesn't come on again until you get up in the morning. So it makes for a very miserable stay. Not very comfortable at a Comfort Inn. And it's not just Comfort Inns that do this now. There's, like I said, this is a third hotel that I've been at that does this. My last trip a few weeks ago was kind of the same situation. And we were talking about it the next day, and one of the participants said that a friend of theirs actually travels now with an oscillating fan and sets it up right in front of the thermostat so that there's something always moving so the air conditioning doesn't turn off or heat in the wintertime. Yeah, so I didn't get a lot of sleep while I was up there. And of course then the really long drives, and then 2 days filled with activities. But that is enough about the miserable hotel and how tired I am. I want to share with you just some of my thoughts about going to Homesteaders of America and my experience again this year. This is my second time going there, and Nubsy is wandering around in here. You might have just heard him jump up there. So he may be walking around on this table here in a second. So one of the things that I love about going to Homesteaders of America is having the opportunity to see people that you know from online interactions, people you're friends with on Facebook, or channels that you watch, or people who watch you. And it's such a great environment and such a great experience because you get to have that personal connection. There's, you know, all of these different speakers who are talking. There's sessions all day long, both days. And so it's a great opportunity for people to learn. And there were some sessions that I sat in on. There were a few that I had really wanted to see, but I missed. Because day 2 of the conference, I was helping with traffic control and parking and all of that stuff. And so there were a few of the speakers who I missed, like Mike Dixon, the Fit Farmer. His was one that I had really wanted to see. But they filmed, I think they filmed all of the sessions. And so if you are a member of the Homesteaders of America website, they offer memberships. You can actually watch all of the sessions later on after they get them all posted. And so that is one I'm definitely going to watch, as well as one that Doug and Stacy did, talking about homesteading as you age. There was a session given by Joel Salatin that I want to see, and so there's a few of them that I missed, but I will watch later on when they go up on the website. Now, I missed these not only because I was helping volunteer, but because I was having these wonderful face-to-face interactions with the people. You know, there's other homesteaders, YouTubers that I am friends with online. We interact, we talk with each other online, but we've never met face-to-face. And Homesteaders of America is an opportunity often to meet those online friends that you've never got to meet in person. And not only those, but you get to meet people that maybe you're subscribed to. I met many people who are subscribed to me, who follow my channel, and I love having that opportunity. It is so warming, and so it is just so rewarding to have that. And you know, something that I said the last time that I went back in 2019 was that it felt like a family reunion. You know, it just had this atmosphere of welcoming and catching up and getting to know people, and it just has that feel of a family reunion. And there are many people who go to this conference who have that same feeling. They talk about how, you know, you feel like you know everybody even if you've never met before. And it's just, there's just something about it. So if you ever have the opportunity to go to Homesteaders of America or another conference, I know there's other ones that are being organized that happen. There's another one that is getting ready to take place down in the Gulf Shore area. I think it's called the Gulf Shore Homesteader Meetup. I'll put a link to that down below. But, you know, it was just, I love it. It is a nourishing, fulfilling time going to these conferences. So before I get any further, I want to show you, I didn't take a lot of footage while I was there. I did do a couple of like little quick meet these homesteaders type of video clips, but I don't pick up my camera a whole lot while I'm there because I am enjoying the act of being present, of having these face-to-face conversations and hugging people's necks that you've wanted to meet for so long and they've wanted to meet you, and just having that in-person face-to-face connection. And so I feel like I'm filming everything the whole time that I'm not really present in the moment. And so I take that time to just enjoy it. And so I will share here the footage that I took at the conference. Good morning! So it is very early. You can see it's still not even fully light out. But it is day one of Homesteaders of America and everything is still getting set up. The line is building out there for everyone to come in, and things are going to be starting to get really, really exciting here in a little bit. So I can't wait. I've already run into lots of people that I know and know me, and it is the Homesteaders of America. It's called a conference, but it's really a family reunion. We have got all sorts of vendors here and great speakers. There is home dyed yarns. We've got Premier One electric fencing. There's plants. I mean, basically, if it comes from a homestead, if it's a handcraft, then you are gonna find it here today. And there's gonna be demonstrations, goat milking. There's herd dogs that are here today. It's gonna be pretty awesome.
Bring your RV and we'll just take all the take off early, take time. We're up Monday. We'll do it.
Whoa, did you see that thing snap? Dang, that's a good camera and an EDS. Huh? We're at the Homesteaders of America conference. Why aren't you guys here? Why didn't you get tickets to come to all this knowledge? Make sure you guys sign up next year so you can come here and hang out with her and with us. And Wow Wonderful Off-Grid, and Justin Rhodes, and Polyface Farm. And,
all the real people.
there's so much going on here. Or you could come to Hannibal, Missouri in August to a Homesteading Life Conference. It's better. It's smaller.
More personal.
Yeah, but no, all the stuff is great. Great information, great people, great times. You really should just try to put it on your calendar. And make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can get all her latest updates. And subscribe to her channel. And leave a comment. That really helps out the channel, all right? And we better see you next year.
Highly recommended. The way most of you guys do. I filter in 2 years worth at a time. What I don't.
I just ran into one of my very sweet friends, Megan, and I just want to introduce you to her and let her tell you a little bit about her channel.
Hi guys, so like she said, my name is Megan. My husband and I, we are from Indiana. This is the second year, the second time meeting Constance. But I'm currently pregnant with baby number 3.
I didn't know that. How did I miss that?
Baby number 3, so we are in the transition of wanting to move and, you know, continue gardening and just branch out and grow our homestead. So, but yeah.
I'm so excited for you.
Thank you.
So you need to go check them out. I will put a link down below to her channel.
Thank you. Bye guys.
Hey guys, so it is day 2 at Homesteaders of America, the conference in Front Royal, Virginia, and I actually just got done doing my volunteer position, and so I'm finally getting a chance to come out here and see everybody again today. I saw a lot of them who came in. I think I saw half of all the attendees today. But I just wanted to take a second to introduce you to these fantastic people here. They're awesome, and they are all about freedom and personal choice and standing up for what you believe in. And this is Jack and Tangi from Freedom Homestead. So I'm going to let them introduce themselves to you, and they're just awesome.
Okay, so like Constance said, I'm Tangi.
And I'm Jack.
And we are from Freedom Homestead. We were located in South Central Kentucky, and over on our channel we try to share our life, our love of liberty, and our pursuit of preparedness. So we share gardening. We just got chickens last year, so we're trying to get into you know, raising some of our own protein. We also share canning, recipes, frugal shopping, that kind of stuff.
That's pretty much it. We just kind of show what we do in our daily life. We've got a little over 1 acre of land, but we try to produce and make that work for us best we can for our family of 4. And we love being here at the Homesteaders Conference and meeting all of you guys.
Well, it is so glad to finally meet you in person. And you know, one of the biggest compliments that I get from subscribers when I meet in real life is that I'm the same person on camera that I am when they meet me, and that's exactly who we have right here. They're the same people, they're authentic people, and you need to go check them out. So I will put a link to their channel down below.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Alright you guys, so I have another new friend to share with all of you. This has just been such a great experience once again at Homesteaders of America. Meeting people that you haven't been able to meet before, or meeting them in person for the first time, people that you watch on YouTube or Instagram and all of that. And this is Hidden Oaks Homestead, and I'm going to let her introduce herself to all of you.
I'm Nicole. I sent Chip to the background today because he's not camera ready, but we are right down the street from Constance here. We're in Florida, a little bit further south. We're growing Zone 8B, and we just returned from a life in the Middle East after 7 years and started building up our farm. Husband is prior Army, and we basically just bought a lot in the middle of nowhere with no neighbors, which is amazing. And we built up our farm. We got a little garden going. We are raising livestock. You'll find me out in the woods a lot. I do a lot of foraging and just finding things around me that grow around me that I can use, that I can make food out of, either for the family, for myself, for the animals, or then medicinals as well. So that's a lot of our videos. We'll do a little bit of everything. So hopefully we'll see you around.
So I will put a link to their channel down below, and you definitely need to check them out. So both nights of the conference, after the conference, I went out to dinner with other homesteading YouTubers, and so then we carried our conversations on to dinner time. And it was just the first night that we went out to eat, we went to Cracker Barrel, and we closed down Cracker Barrel. When we left, I think there was 1 table left with people sitting there. I think the staff probably wondered if we were ever going to leave, but we had to make ourselves leave because we were enjoying our conversation and getting to know each other more personally. And it was such a blast. And then the second night we did the same thing. Several of us were the same ones from the first night, and then there was some others who joined us. And this time we went out to a Mexican restaurant right down, just practically down the road from the conference. And the food was delicious. We were so impressed that the waitress took the order from this big group of people and never wrote anything down. I don't know how waiters and waitresses do that. I really don't. But it was amazing. The food was fantastic. And of course, the conversation was wonderful and nourishing, just as nourishing as a good meal. But I mentioned at the beginning how the atmosphere at these conferences, this Homesteader of America conference, and it's there was another conference I went to a couple of years ago. But this one in particular, and maybe some of the other ones are like this, but you have this sense of, like I said, it feels almost like a family reunion. But one of the things that I really noticed this year, and because I listen to what other people are talking about, I listen to what's being said and what's being shared, not just with the conversations that I'm having, but I listen to what's going on as I walk around. And there was really a running theme this year, especially with people who this was their first time coming, of they finally feel like they're not alone, that they're not crazy homesteaders, that they're not nuts wanting to grow their own food and be prepared for hard times, and just how comforting it was to have other like-minded people when maybe the people around them don't get what they're doing. So that was something that I heard a lot there. But then something else that I noticed was a big running theme throughout the conference, not only within the conversations, but what many of the speakers talked about, and individually. Like, these speakers didn't coordinate to make sure that they all touched on this thing, but something that many of the speakers that I heard talk about was just a sense of raising up the next generation. Because what we are doing, growing our food and trying to have food security and the health of our family and our loved ones and our communities, we have to teach others how to do this, and we have to share our knowledge with others so that not only can other people learn how to do this, but that we can raise up the next generation to do this so that they'll know how to grow food and take control of their health and have freedom of food and health and everything else. Because folks, I don't generally touch on politics too much on my channel, but there are things that definitely extend outside of the political realm, and that is freedom. Freedom to grow your food and feed your family. I mean, you can't get much more basic and foundational than that. I mean, if you don't have the right to grow your food and feed your family, what right do you have? And that is something that people talked about all throughout this conference, in conversations, speakers giving their sessions, having the ability to take charge and take control of your food, knowing where your food comes from, not being reliant upon grocery stores, or at least minimizing your reliance upon them, because no homesteader can grow everything. I could grow a lot of stuff out here. I can put up a lot of food. I can preserve things, but I don't really have the ability to grow all my wheat. But maybe I could barter with another homesteader, another farmer who does have that ability, and we can share our resources and share our knowledge with one another. And there are just so many things happening within our government where these freedoms are being threatened. And we have to be aware of this, we have to be paying attention, and we need to voice our views. We need to talk to our legislators and our representatives, and they need to know exactly how we feel about this. We can't be silent, because if we are silent, we are going to lose these rights. And there's so many things happening in DC, and so many things that are being pushed with regulations and just big everything, big government, big industry, big everything, big medicine. And we have to fight to protect our rights, because if we continue to stay a silent majority, this majority is going to lose their freedoms. And we have to stay strong, and we have to be vocal, and we have to teach with others, and we can't worry about offending other people, because, you know, that is actually the whole nefarious thing about political correctness. Political correctness is actually something that came out of communist Russia, where it was speech that was approved by the government. It was politically correct. It was correct according to the political class. And we shouldn't worry about being politically correct. We should worry about being outspoken about the truth. And that's what matters ultimately. Because if we don't be vocal and be outspoken about our rights, we're going to lose them. So this Homesteaders of America conference, you know, I plan on going every year, as long as the world doesn't implode and as long as the conference keeps happening. I plan on going every single year because it is such a nourishing and invigorating and fulfilling experience every year. And like Doug said, from Doug and Stacy, if you have never been to Homesteaders of America, the conference, you need to go. And if you don't have the ability to go in person, definitely see about joining the website and becoming a member so that you can go back and watch all of the speakers and watch the videos. And you actually have access, if you join, you have access to not only this year's speakers, but previous conferences and the speakers there. So it is definitely worth it, but it's really hard to replace that in-person connection. And there are other conferences that take place around the country, like Doug and Stacy's in Missouri. There is the Gulf Shore Homesteader meetup that's actually going to be happening in a few weeks down in the Pensacola area in Florida. And there's ones that happen all over the place. So that is my spiel for all of the homesteading conferences and events out there. I am so happy to be back to my homestead and to have slept in my own bed last night. And it'll take me a few days to recover, a couple of good night's sleep to make up for that, but I am going to be back to it. This week I'm going to start clearing out the front garden and clearing out a lot of the dead stuff. There's still flowers and herbs and things growing out there that I'll leave. The loofah gourds, I'll leave those out there as long as I can. But I'm going to definitely start cleaning up, and I'm going to start working on the fencing for the new garden area this week. Since the ground has been soft from all the rain that we've had, it's a perfect time to be sinking T-posts. So check out all the links below for all of the channels that I introduced you to in this video today, who I got to see up there at the conference. Find some more great channels to subscribe to, and I will put a link to them all down below. So thanks for hanging out with me here again. I will talk to y'all next time.